Hi everyone, it's David Rinehart, and this is your home and garden tip for the day. Like so many of you, I enjoy having flower pots and hanging baskets around my garden during the summer. But what I don't like is paying $15 or more for a hanging basket or a flower pot. So I prefer to make my own. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to do it, and it's really relaxing and I enjoy doing it. So here we go. So here's what you'll need for this project. It's not many things, but some of it you may already have laying around the house or the garden. So it's very cost effective. This is a hanging basket pot that I had from last year, so that's not going to cost me anything. If you don't have any pots or hanging baskets, maybe your friends or family or even nextdoor.com or Facebook Marketplace for free, or even a local garden center, you may be able to get flower pots. So that is either free or very inexpensive to buy, and that is the hanger for the pot. And here's my impatiens is what I'm going to do with this basket. And as you can see, I got that at Walmart for $2.50, so under $3 for that. And typically I would use potting soil, but I had garden soil laying around and not any potting soil, so I'm going to use that. It's actually pretty decent soil. It's nice and rich, and it has some bark mulch in there, so that'll be good for drainage. And I've made a couple other hanging baskets with that soil, so I have no problem using that. It just won't have the perlite and the vermiculite in it, but it'll be okay. It'll work good for my flower pots. And also, you may want a trowel. I'll probably use my hand to do it all, but you know, it's there if you need it. And gloves, if you want to wear gloves. I don't mind getting my hands dirty, so I probably won't wear those. So that's really about it. I prefer to have a little bucket with my soil in it. It's just easier to get to while I'm putting it in the flower pot. So here we go. Let's make our flower pot. Okay, so if you look at the flower pack that you have, that's about a 3-inch or so depth for the roots and the soil on that. So when you first fill up your flower pot, you can go to, you know, up about halfway or so, and then you'll want to place your flowers in there. So I just take my pot, fill it about halfway. That's probably a little more than halfway, but that's all right, because you can move the soil around. And try and get this out with one hand. That worked beautifully. Nice root system on that, so that should do just fine. And you can see that's a bit too high, so all you need to do is just kind of dig it out of the way. And since you're going to have 4 of them in there, you'll only want to be maybe an inch or so away from the side. And then also what's important is the level of the soil on the top. Now you want to leave about an inch, inch and a half from the top, so when you water it, you can fill it up and let it drain through. You don't want to have the soil all the way to the top of the rim, because the water will just run off and you won't be able to water it efficiently. So leave about an inch, inch and a half below the rim for your soil line. So just kind of leave it there and go ahead and get your 4 flowers in there. Okay, you can see that's a little high, so I'm just going to dig a little bit out of the way. Put it back there. That's about right. Okay, you can just kind of move the soil around as you're going. I'm doing this one-handed, so it's a little bit more difficult, but it's not too bad. Okay, there we go. Got another one. Still a little bit high. Let's dig out a little more. Perfect. And the last one, it's a white one. So I like to have multiple colors. So fortunately, this 4-pack was multiple colors. So that worked out nice. So there you go. You have them in there, but now you need to work the soil in around the flowers. And just as you go, kind of pack it in with your fingers. So I may have to get more soil out of the bag, but I'm going to give it a try. So just take your hand and just kind of dump it in there. You're going to get some on the flowers, but you can shake them off the leaves. Okay, so I'm running out of soil, so I'm going to pause. I'll be right back while I put some of that soil in my bucket, and I'll continue when we come back. But as you go, just kind of use your fingers to kind of gently press it down in there. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and I went ahead and filled most of it up with soil just to save some time. But I've got it pretty well in there and around each plant pretty nicely. So just again, take your fingers and kind of push it in gently in the center also. And you can, if you need to, you can kind of move the plant gently, but you want to make sure you don't tear it or damage it when you're doing that. So be careful doing that. So I think I've got that pretty good. I've got it about 1 inch below the rim. And just kind of moving the soil around with my fingers to get it even. And it'll settle a little bit when you water it for the first time. Not a whole lot if you pack it in. But it will settle a little bit. So that is pretty much it. So it looks small now, but hopefully, you know, in a month or so, it'll be a nice big arrangement. And they're easy to keep. With my flowers and bedding plants, I do like to use water-soluble fertilizer, like your Miracle-Gro or your off-brand water-soluble fertilizer. And I put the fertilizer to them, spoon feed, about once a week really. That's kind of my weekend thing to do with my flowers. So there you have it, very easy. And then with this, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just clip it back on. And there you go, a nice hanging basket that only cost you about $3, maybe $4 rather than $15 or $16. So that's my little tip for the day, and I hope you have fun with it, and I hope this was helpful to you. So we'll talk to you next time.